Hello, my name is Poofer Worldwide, and welcome to my channel. This video will be like just me talking about my favorite game of all times, which is Black Tail. So enjoy the video. This case for me is really interesting because I don't think there's enough words for me to say why I love this game. Perhaps maybe I don't even understand that fully. Like, yeah, there's some things I can relate to that game. Like, for example, I have the tendency to struggling with anger issues, or I could relate by just having a sibling. But I guess it's just this unconditional love that it's not that easy to describe. You know, like, love is a complicated thing. Anyway, I want to try to put it in words as best as I can and just talk about it. So let me cut this video in little segments, because knowing my chaotic nature, I will just talk like a fucking maniac without any sense and reason. So let's get into it.
Come on, you sleepy beast.
First thing first, let's talk about the mechanics and the gameplay itself, because it's a game, so that's kind of important. Maybe it's nothing really like English is hard. Revolutionary. It's kind of a stealth game, but not really. Like, it has some inspiration from The Last of Us. Like, developers also said that. Perhaps you could notice that. But I'm not saying this is just The Last of Us in a medieval period with rats. This is a totally new and unique game, and that's it. It just has some inspirations that can be seeable, but not that much. Let's talk about the rat mechanic, because this is the one unique thing in this game, just makes this game so amazing from the gameplay perspective. We are in a medieval era, right? And the only way to defend ourselves from rats is light, because they're scared of it. It'd be a little bit complicated. There's not really a lot sources of light. The only things you actually have is fire, sunlight, and prism. But you know what, I'm not gonna even talk about the prism, because this shit just breaks any law of physics. Doesn't really make sense so much, I guess, but you know what, if it works, it works. I'm not even gonna question that. Like, I'm just gonna stay in the light. Being in medieval period makes it that interesting, because you're at some point limited only to fire or sunlight, so there's not a lot of ways. You always need to find a way how to avoid them, doing puzzles or something like that to just avoid the rats. Actually really interesting and unique and fresh at some point in gaming industry. Crossing with a torch with like some fire, just crossing through the ocean of rats like a freaking messiah, and just like it's just so cool to see. And like also avoid like rats, tornadoes, rat humans. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. There's a one thing we need to set that straight. Black Tail is a fantasy game. It's not historically, I hit the microphone, I'm so sorry. It's not a historically correct game. It's like it had real events that actually like really happened, like 100-year war or the Justinian plague, but it's just twisted in that way. Just let it fit into the game, like into this fantasy, because like, you know, the Justinian plague was about a disease and not about a plague of rats. This is just a fantasy game. I heard some people complaining about it, which is wrong. You're wrong. And also, if we are in a mechanics and a gameplay, like, it's important are graphics, and the graphics are just so amazing. Either in Innocence, which Innocence is from 2019, and Requiem, which is newer. Both of the games are like look so freaking good. Like, obviously Requiem will just look better. Overall, Requiem is just better than Innocence, but I also wanted to make a video about it, just talking about the comparison between those games, because I think it's oh my god, I'm so sorry. I hit the microphone again. I wanted to make a video about comparing those both games. I think it's an interesting conversation of how within 3 years, I guess it was 3 years, have that big improvement. It's just out of my mind. Maybe in the future I will just talk about it in some video someday. I believe Innocence and Requiem were made by like around 40 people. It was made by 40 people. That's just, what the hell? They make it like look so good. That's just incredible. Like the background. Can't forget about in Innocence when you have this like in the final chapter, you have this cathedral, this huge ass cathedral. It just looks so awesome. In Requiem, obviously this whole game just looks like perfect. Obviously, interacting with the light is really important, so the developers made so much effort to make this light look so good, and it shows how beautifully the light is interacting with environment, and the object is just looks so good. Like in Innocence, even it just looks so fucking good. Back to a little bit of the mechanics. I would say this game is kind of a stealthy game. It has, I think, this category of stealthy game, but it's not really stealth. It's really important to the gameplay. Like you have lots of stuff. You can like distract enemies with a lot of things, like just some armory that just like randomly there, or pots. The pots. You just like distract them and just sneak around. But you don't always have to be sneaky. You can be full ass aggressive and kill just everyone. Like sure, you can just sneak most of the time, or you can just kill everybody. There's also another thing you can do. You can also use rats to kill everybody. And that is for me the best thing and the best way to do it. Like this opportunity, being the opportunist. But also the power of the sling is just under any comprehension that humankind can have. It is so unbelievable how they made sling as a weapon and made it so interesting to play. I don't think I saw a lot of games that uses sling as a main weapon, and that's just something different, and I like it. Like you also have a lot of like alchemy. After you're getting more and more alchemy, this is where the fun begins. How much you can do with different things, it's amazing. It's just amazing, gorgeous, beautiful,
incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before.
There's that little tip that I have if you maybe want to replay this games, like replay Innocence or Requiem because you're mentally totally okay. There's a tip: use your resources. Like I'm that kind of game. I'm that type of player that collects as much stuff as I want and maybe I don't really need, and I'm not even using them whatsoever. Using those stuff is actually pretty fun, and just like, you know, throwing all there is on enemies and let them be eaten by rats is just so satisfying. And also rats. I love rats. They're pretty cool. There's a lot of strategies you can have. Like you can be stealthy most of the time. There's some sections that you kind of need to kill someone. It's just impossible to get through other way, but killing people is kind of like important to Amicia as a character. You can't really sneak 100%. This is why I'm telling that it's kind of a stealthy game, but not really. There's a second approach you can have, being totally aggressive, just kill everybody. That's also really fun. That is also really fun. Or being kind of like this opportunist to use the rats and let the rats do the job. All of those strategies are really satisfying, and the gameplay is just really satisfying. Whatever you do is just so satisfying. This is really important for the gameplay. But remember, the power of the sling is in your hands. Just be careful. Just be careful. I'm not even gonna talk about the crossbow in Requiem because the crossbow is just like, it is just too OP. It is too OP. There's also like this little thing that I really truly love details in games. I don't know if it's like a mechanic, but obviously you have lots of different collectibles. But there's also like those interactions, like when you collect collectible, there's some dialogue just starts playing and the characters are talking about some specific thing you found that is also really adorable and wholesome. But there's also those interactions that I truly love, like those interactions that you can totally miss. There's some interactions that you have to click and the dialogue starts, but there's also some interactions that you're just walking towards something and suddenly the characters he just starts to talk about it, which is so cool. There's like this interaction in Requiem, for example, when you can just I think it is actually one of the like those memories you can collect in Requiem. There's Amicia on a swing and Hugo just pushing Amicia on a swing. It's just so adorable. Or in a sense, when like Hugo just noticing some bubbles and they just talk about it. Or also one of my favorite interactions in Requiem. This interaction is one of those like heartbreaking ones in Requiem. At the end somewhere, this interaction is one of the like most important for Amicia as a character, and you can totally miss it. This desk and Amicia is just like talking about like she can do it anymore, but she have to do it for Hugo, and you're just like, oh my god those little moments fulfills kind of characters and it's just wholesome. So I love details like that. Another thing that fuels this void in my heart is the soundtrack.
I feel my mind going.
The soundtrack is just unbelievably so truly amazing. I kind of noticed that at some point in those kind of review videos, not that this video is a review, are not really mentioning the soundtrack, or just like briefly just like, oh, soundtrack's cool. Anyway, I'm not really a musical kind of expert to talk about it like in details, but I wanted to like just have some more words about the soundtrack because it's just so unbelievably amazing. Like I'm still listening to this soundtrack to this day, like especially in Requiem, because the soundtrack in Requiem is just my favorite, and still from the premiere to this day I'm still listening to the Plague Tale soundtrack. Help me. I'm totally fine. What are you talking about? I am totally fine. I need therapy. I'm still mad that 2022 the Game Awards Plague Tale haven't won Best Score and Music. Like, the audacity, bro. The audacity and the ignorance. This amazing soundtrack made Oliver de Riviere. I'm so sorry if I'm like spelling this wrong. I'm so sorry, I'm not French. And made this such like this masterpiece for my ears. Is a total genius. A lot of characters, like obviously the characters that actually matter. Damn, that was sass, bro. What the hell? Have their own like themes. This theme melody, I guess I could call it. Maybe it is just this melody that playing a lot of times, but depending on what's happening in the game, it's changing. How you're able to twist the Amicia theme, as I guess I will call it like that. This Amicia melody, Amicia theme. I would just call it Amicia theme. How are you able to twist Amicia's theme from Father, which personally is my favorite, to like, for example, The Rage Within? Like, what in the hell? That huge change from like a chill song to fucking like rage and just like it's just wow. Even Lucas have his own theme, our friendly neighborhood alchemist. And also, can we talk about like how even the rats have their own like sound in a soundtrack? It makes sense. The violin that makes this like rats are squeaking is just so freaking smart, actually. It is so smart. I've heard this soundtrack so many times. I still love it, and I will still love it. Every time I'm hearing Brother, it just makes me wanna cry, bro. Like, this is so sad. So another thing I want also to mention is voice acting.
Until he sees your head in a rag and knows this old world must burn. Bastard!
Holy shit, the voice acting is just so truly amazing. Asobo Studio actually made the efforts to actually hire children to play children roles to make it even more immersive. I don't think that the way Hugo talks, I don't think any adult actor could actually pull off this like innocence in child's voice. Everyone in the cast did such an amazing job at making me feel feelings. So applause to all of the cast from Black Tail. You did such an amazing job. I love your work, every which one of you. Especially Mark. We love Mark in Innocence in this house. I was so sad that Mark wasn't in Requiem. Like, Mark is just half of a cast. But of course, obviously, the special mention from me needs to have Charlotte McBurney, who plays Amicia, and she did such an amazing job. Like, holy fuck, I haven't thought that the word bastard. It made me chills, like chills, literal chills. Like, what the fuck? Her voice as Amicia in Innocence was also like so impressive. This role was her first ever role she did in voice acting in games. This information just still blows my mind. It just blows my mind. She's incredibly talented. I also love this little thing, a little detail. But like I said, I love details in games. This is happening in the last chapter in Requiem when Amicia is in this nebula that Hugo created because he gave up to the macula. Her voice just seems a little bit like Amicia's voice seems a little bit like worn out, and probably we could think this is because of this like dust that is in nebula, like maybe the air is just so dense that just destroys your vocal cords. I don't know, but it's fucking everywhere.
Lucas! Where are you? Oh, my head spinning. Oh.
It have the actual real explanation. So on one of the streams, Charlotte was playing Blacktail on Anam Dimitriou's stream, which Anna also plays Sophia in Blacktail Requiem. Charlotte was saying that this is because she was just recording so much and her voice just started to crack a little bit, but decided to leave it that way because it sounds immersive. And bro, the dedication she had, like, girl. And can we talk to message to Asobo, can we have French accent back in Requiem? Like, we all want it. We all want it. Okay, I needed to open the window because damn, talking about Blacktail just okay, that was fucking weird. Cut it out. So bring back the French accent, like make an extension for Requiem so we could have a French accent back. Asobo, we all want it. We all love the French accent. I need it in my life. So bring it back, please. Please, Asobo, please. Another thing, I don't know which one. It's like third thing. It kind of sounds like this freaking essay to school. Hello, this is my presentation about Blacktail. Kinda cool. Damn, I could just make a freaking presentation about it. Dang it, I haven't like thought about it. Holy shit. But anyway, the most important thing that I even like and love this game. I don't like this game. I love this game to the fullest. Okay, I guess if you didn't knew that already. This thing is obviously a story. This game is story-driven game. It totally made sense what I said. That's what happens if I'm going off script. This story is just so amazingly crafted. It is so engaging and touching and heartbreaking. Like, it's a wild ride of emotions. I might even say, and that would be really bold of me, I think that Plague Tale have one of the not even the best story in gaming industry that exists. It's okay if you don't agree with it. That's totally fine. It is probably just for me case. But this story is just so freaking good. The story is just so complex. The same with characters, that they have some depth. But most importantly, how real this story is, not counting the rats, the tornadoes, and waves of rats. And how the characters are written like actual humans. So there's a lot of topics the game is talking about, like, you know, trauma, pain, struggles, and also love, friendship, and hope. The narrative isn't really open at the first hand. To truly understand what is this story about, you actually need to like think for a little bit and contemplate about it. This game is about Amicia. Amicia is struggling with, for example, PTSD and how she wants to cure Hugo. This is like easier to talk about this game mostly. Like, I don't think I'm capable and that smart to actually just do a deep dive into the story itself because I'm stupid. This game have the best story I have ever seen. I think Amicia is one of the best written protagonist in gaming. She's made with the character like she's stubborn, she's brave, and obviously she's not giving up that easily. She's really like bossy, and the sass, like the moments sometimes was like, damn, Amicia, damn.
I can't wait to get on a boat.
Ah, you see that? That is the right attitude.
That is the right attitude.
I don't know really a lot about building a character from like a writing perspective, but mostly I think it goes something like, we have a character and this character have some motive, some purpose or goal to achieve it. Throughout the story we have this in this case, like Amicia wants to save Hugo, trying to do everything she can to save Hugo, and how she's doing that. Like I said, Amicia is written like a real human. Like, she's doing some questionable things, and sometimes I would even disagree with her, which is okay. She's not a perfect character. She's not a perfect human, but that's okay. Like, we all aren't really perfect, and it is totally fine. I know it because Hannah Montana said that, and it's true. Everything Hannah Montana said is true, because nobody's perfect. And she does some like stupid things, like in Requiem, in the barn section, when she just like kills everybody when she didn't really have to.
How do you like that? When someone fights back.
They're too many. They'll keep coming if we don't.
Go if you want. This is my ground now. This is where they die.
Overall being so aggressive and violent and brutal towards people who haven't really done anything wrong specifically to her or Hugo. And at this point, we kind of can say that Amicia is really violent. Like, she's violent, but it makes sense, because this is all she knows. How world is brutal, how everyone just wants to hurt her, and she just wants to protect herself and, most importantly, Hugo. Everything she did and everything she went through, she is doing that to save Hugo, because she will do anything to save him.
No, I don't care about them. I kneel to no lord, Sophia. No count, no king, no one. I only care about him.
I watched this video that I actually really recommend you to watch it. There will be in the description. Briefly, not to spoil the video because maybe you will want to watch it, I will just briefly talk about it, how this video changed my perspective on this game, how Amicia is driven by hope. There's this saying in Poland that we have, and to translate it to kind of make sense is, hope is mother of fools, and it kind of acquires to the game. Amicia can't accept that Hugo is sick, and what if I will tell you that perhaps there's nothing she can do about it, but her having so much hope that she can cure him, she can fix him. That was not a really adequate joke. But her having so much hope that she can do it, because of that, she's doing so many horrible things. I think that kind of Amicia in the back of her head, she knows there's not other way. Not that she can't, but she won't acknowledge that because of that hope she have. Overall saying, Amicia went through really fucked up shit. And there's like that funny meme that it's not really that popular in these days, but there's like funny meme. Name a character that went through more pain than her. I'll wait. Please, The Last of Us fans. Don't kill me, please. Don't kill me, I beg you. And always my first thought will be Amicia. Like most of the time, she didn't had a moment to just hold on, relax, and even like react on what is happening and just acknowledge that what happened, because she always need to like go through, because there's always someone who wants to hurt her and Hugo, so she always need to keep on for him. This relationship between Hugo and Amicia just makes this game goes around about their love and care for each other that heck even their own mother can understand. Like from being basically strangers to I would kill for you, literally. So I admit that I had this thought in my head thinking that, dang, like Amicia's kind of selfish. She's not looking at anyone else, and she's doing literally everything for Hugo. Maybe it is what it is, but to be honest, who wouldn't done the same for your sibling or the person that you truly care about? Who wouldn't do that just to save the most important person in your life? All of this just to save one person, because that one person matters to you. That's enough. And I also thought that this game, the moral of this game is just don't give up. Even if everything works against you, just fight for yourself and for other ones, and always stand up. But that's also it, but there's something more to that. Sometimes it's just easier to give up, so let's give up. No, I'm joking. Sometimes there's those moments that you just have to accept them the way they are, and maybe there's nothing you can do about it, and it just be a little bit easier. This will make things a little bit easier. I can't be serious. Oh my god, I just can't be serious. I hate myself. Like someone on internet said something like, don't cry because you lost someone, but cherish and adore all of the moments you could spend with them. And I think this is the true, like, maybe a moral of this game. I'm really curious about what's gonna happen in the next establishment of Plague Tale. I think it's actually gonna happen because, first of all, how Requiem was really popular. I would consider Requiem as a huge success. Focus Entertainment, the publisher for Plague Tale, gave a green light for Asobo Studio for another project. So I think, no doubt, it's gonna be Plague Tale. At least I fucking hope so. The ending of Requiem has an open ending, so anything can happen, and there's a lot of different approaches Asobo can do. Maybe we will have a closure to Amicia's story, and maybe my girl that deserves it will have a happy ending. Or maybe we're gonna have some new characters in a universe and probably in our time. There's a lot of possibilities actually. And how much I would love to see Amicia finally have some like peace in her life, and maybe we could like discover something more about Macula, maybe something more about the carrier, or perhaps we will even know the next carrier. But it could be interesting actually to see new characters in a universe and in our time and just see what's gonna happen. I might be a little bit skeptical the second one, but probably again in next video I will just make a video about my thoughts about this potential Plague Tale in our time period, because I think it's an interesting conversation, but it doesn't change that it would be cool to see that too. But I think I'm just too attached to Amicia as a character, and I just want her to have some trilogy and actually have her as a character just closed, and I'll be satisfied. So this game is so special for me. Like, I don't think there's any other game that I love that much. Okay, maybe The Witcher 3 is pretty close. It's actually so close. But I don't know if there's another game that I would even make a video about like that, like a freaking essay. Plague Tale is just feels so fresh, especially in these days when most of the games that are new are a freaking multiplayer games, and I want to see more games like Plague Tale. Those story-driven games with good gameplay, with good characters, with wholesome and awesome story. And you want games that make me wanna cry, okay? And not the freaking multiplayer. With a story that can tear my heart apart in a million pieces, and I wouldn't stop thinking about it like it is with Plague Tale.
Focus on what matters to you. Because when it's gone,
Thank you. Why is it so hot? We never back down, right? We held. May this earth remember how much you loved it. May it remember all you gave to protect it. I remember. And I won't let it be forgotten.
So that's it. That's the end of the video, and thank you everyone for watching this video. It's my first video like that, like in an essay-ish format, and I hope whatever I said just made some sense. And I'm really bold and crazy about making Plague Tale content in 2024, 2 years after the premiere of Requiem, and even much more after the premiere of Innocence. But you know what? I won't ever shut up about this game because I just love this game so much. And maybe there will be more Plague content in the future about it. Like, I have some more ideas for next Plague Tale videos, like I said in this video, and even more. Probably this channel would end up as a Plague Tale channel, like channel about Plague Tale, which is pretty bold to do that in 2024. Crazy. I'm just total maniac and crazy. Like, what the hell? How much this game just impacted me is wild. But no one cares about your wild fucking boar. I think I know finally what this video even is, like how I can categorize it. I think it's just a love letter to Plague Tale, saying how much I love this game. Again, thank you everybody for watching this video. I hope you truly enjoyed it. And to the devoted Plague Tale fans like me, you're the best. Keep it going. Yeah, if you liked it, you can do whatever you want. If you like it, that's cool. You can hit that subscribe button as hard as you can. Like, blah, blah, blah. There's like this, I think, in the future, I don't know if it's right and correct, that if I say subscribe, the button subscribe will like light it up or something like that. Like, I don't even know. I never really tried it. But subscribe. See if the button just light it up. I don't know. Again, for the third time, thank you everybody for watching this video. I hope you truly enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.